So, welcome back guys. Today we're gonna talk about a little bit of Feng Wei and the topic that for me makes and breaks the character. I will showcase something that really hurts my eyes, but I will cover it with a kind of tutorial-ish approach. I will show you his options out of his back turn stance. I don't know, I think I will make 2 videos because there are actually a lot of them. More likely for beginners, and then I will showcase. So if you're like an advanced Feng Wei players, I will just showcase the obvious ones, and then in the end I will talk more about why I think that his back turn stance in this game suffered a lot, and how you can try to negate the problems that he has. So at first we're gonna look at the situation after his 1-2-2 punish into back turn, which is +5, which sounds great and leaves you at 1.7 distance, which looks good on paper, but most of the options, like let's say you hit him from around here, you already saw the biggest problem here. If the opponent is backdashing, which is kind of what people do after they get jab punished, this is not a clean hit, which means it does nothing. And what you did is you guessed your life with this sweep, which means if they backdash this is very risky. They can block it, they can backdash it. Sorry, I have to get hit by it. It has decent tracking. I'm not gonna talk a lie about that, but the range is just super shitty. They don't have to hold down, they just do back once, and the sweep is was the threatening thing in this stance. This is very good against opponents who like to challenge you or like to retaliate with jabs, not knowing what your options are here, maybe try to get you away from stepping. You're gonna score a lot of counter hits, but against defensive opponents this will lead to your demise. The next one, and my favorite one, is 1+2. 1+2 is a 17 frame mid, which is -5 on block, and on hit gives this weird knockdown where you can run up, and at the wall you can, for instance, turn around and do this, or I think this is also possible for max damage, which means that, for instance, if you have rage, I think you can actually re-wall splat them with this, but I'm not entirely sure. This is the option that most Feng players use. It has decent range, so if the opponent backdashes, he's still gonna block it at -5. If you turn around, there is a mix-up on what you can do. You can either hold down back to crush highs immediately, or you can just hold back to go to neutral block. And what this creates is a little mix-up. For instance, what I like to do sometimes on block is doing this, which can fuck people up that's like to jab, and it's not that risky like a sweep, for instance. The 1+2 is your main checking tool, which at the wall grants you a lot of damage, and at mid level of play this is the best option you have because everyone ducks. The people don't know that the range is so shitty that ducking is actually not what you're supposed to do, so they just duck and eat the 1+2 all day for decent Oki, and then you just run up and say hello again. The next thing, one of my favorite options actually, is 2. 2 is a 16 frame mid that is only -6 on block, so again you can turn around, but here you have to take a harder mix-up. If they have a quick mid, they have a mix-up between punishing you with the quick mid if you press down back, and if you press just back like this, turn around, then they can jab you. But the mid has an extension, a very delayable extension, which on counter hit grants you a very chunky damaging combo and has some tracking, not if delayed, but if you do it immediately. It has some tracking, and actually this is a natural combo, which, oh wait, no, I have counted on, sorry. I actually didn't remember, I think this is natural. Yeah, this is natural. 30 damage approximately knockdown. In a good situation you're +3 here, so a lot of options will get clipped if they do something wrong. And of course it is very, very delayable. It is not hit confirmable though. If you try to hit confirm this, they're gonna block it, and it leaves them at -13 in crouching, which means that, for instance, Kazuya can fuck you up. Very beefy for this to throw out. The first hit, although, is very good to do something and close the gap and still stay in back turn. So for instance, if I hit this and he presses back, I am -6, but if he jabs, I can do this. If he does a mid that is fast but has no range, I can try to evade it or block it, and there are a lot of options that I have here. And of course, then I sometimes have to delay the string to actually let him respect it. The next one is the back turn 1, which is a very, very special one, because as you can see, it gives +14 on hit, which means that you get a guaranteed shoulder. This usually was the case when you hit this on counter hit, but now it does this on normal hit. Why is this jab so important? So in the ranks where people duck a lot, this has a very long recovery actually for a jab, so it's not your go-to option. But at higher ranks, this is a very quick tool. It's only -3. If they did something, they get hit. If they step here, they still get hit by this, which is very important after this Punisher, and it has good range. And the follow-up shoulder is really deadly. If you have rage, you kill the opponent. A very, very underrated tool. Now we come to what I think makes the back turn stance still very viable as a wake-up tool and as a wall tool, in my opinion. And that's his grab. His 1+4 grab, which does... sorry. which does, I think, 50 damage. Oh no, I did get the back turn grab. Which does 50 damage, if I'm not mistaken. Gives good Oki. Here you can... even if it's 0, they lay down. If you do a shoulder and they do something wrong, they get hit. And you can also go for the stomp, which I like to do. But what is even more, let's say, in the open, it's not that good, right? Because they can just backdash out of it. Even if you hit sidestep 2 on block, they can still backdash out of it. Don't let them fool you. But at the wall, for instance, if I end my combo like this and I sidestep with them to realign for the tech roll situation, then I actually back turn in their face. But if I commit to a sweep, I will eat heavily high damage. So I can either go for the 1+4, but what is even better here is actually the generic grab, which throws them again back into the wall at a little bit of a weird angle. I'm not gonna lie to you, but most people, you can also do this for a little bit straighter approach if you want to have them straight at the wall. So let's say you wall splat them, you do a combo, and then you sidestep with them and do this. You can either grab them like this and there again at the wall, or you can grab them like this and there again at the wall. So at the wall, this is actually the mix-up I go for the most. Yeah, I think I will make 2 parts, or will I make 1 part? No, fuck it. We will make 1 part. No, I'm joking. We will make 2 parts. Otherwise, it will be too long. So in my opinion, the sweep isn't really the option to open them up anymore, because the range is just so shitty. And even though this is now +5 instead of +3, the range is just too big. I mean, if you hit this at +9, of course, the sweep is a good option. But in most scenarios, this is not a good option. And the grab should be more in your mind, to be honest. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will show you the real in-depth stuff for the better players in the next one. I'm sorry, I wanted to make 2, but I'm lazy.